Peace. Good morning, family. How you doing? It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. It's Monday, another Monday. Um, it's like Monday keep coming. I'm glad they keep coming because we're alive. You're able to see me just as well as I'm able to see you. Um, Today is fast. I mean, it's like mid-month. I had to look down, make sure that I'm saying the date correct. This is June the 13th. I mean, we're already halfway through the month, almost halfway through the month of June. This week, of course, will be um, mid month, the 15th, because it's 30 days in June. So, for all my June babies out there, happy born day to you. You're able to see another day. I pray for those that are able to see today, you're able to see tomorrow. For those who have birthdays at the end of the month, I pray that you are able and capable of seeing that particular day again. Whatever it is whatever this year is for you, I pray that you're able to see this. Peace. Good morning, Miss Selena. And for everybody that's here in the podcast space, thank you for listening. For everyone that is watching right now on Facebook Live, as well as those that are watching on YouTube Live as well, we definitely want to thank and appreciate you. Peace. Good morning, Miss Anderson. Appreciate you for being here. Today is a very interesting. I know I say it all the time. I don't care. I'm gonna keep saying it too, because it's always interesting. We're talking about your greatest turnaround. So your greatest turnaround. Go ahead and put inside the chat. Turnaround, because turnaround is a action. Turnaround is an action. So what I want to do is begin to open up our minds into accepting turnaround, because you can either accept or deflect turnaround, right? So make sure you share this live with someone, or share this live on your Facebook news feed, or share this live in a Facebook group, because we're going to break down turnaround today. Because as I begin to break down turnaround and learn and understand what turnaround mean, I was like at an aha moment. A turnaround can either happen in your personal life, and turnaround can also happen in your business as well. So we're gonna open this door, and we're gonna walk clean through it. We're gonna open this door about the turnaround, and we're gonna walk clean through it, because your greatest turnaround is just around the corner. But are you willing to accept it? Are you willing to see it? Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to grow? Are you willing to go in the direction that the turnaround have set out for you? Because sometimes that turnaround wasn't something that you you thought would be. It happened. But now what are you going to do about it? That's what we're talking about here today. So put turnaround in the chat, because I want you to see it. Because a lot of times we don't see things as it is to us. We see things as it happened to other people, but we neglect ourselves when we don't see it as it happened to us. It's like paying attention to someone else's problems when your problems could be the root of it all. It's how you see it and how you actually action it at the same time. So let's go ahead and just get into it, because you're going to learn something today, because I know I did as I began to create it. So for those who may be new to the platform, you're going to get words, you're going to get definition of words. We're going to invert the definition to give it a different type of a different perspective. And then you're going to also possibly get the etymology, which is the origin or the root of the word as well. So you will always learn something on this platform, whether it's something, an aha moment about you, or a word that you heard of the word but never really defined that way. So as you can see, the word turnaround, it says an abrupt or unexpected change, especially one that results in a more favorable situation. An abrupt or unexpected change, especially one that results in a more favorable situation, put turnaround. So as you can see, the inversion that I want you to pay attention to is white over red. So that's everything that's in white that I want you to pay attention to. So turnaround in the inversion of the R2 inverse is an unexpected change that results in a favorable situation. Right? An unexpected change that results in a favorable situation. So what situation have you found yourself in? There is a situation that can be within your favor, because an unexpected change and a result in a favorable situation. And now the other definition that I found of turnaround is a complete change from a bad situation to a good situation, from one way of thinking to an opposite way of thinking. Now, the inversion on this is red over white. So it is a complete change from one way of thinking to a opposite way of thinking. Because as you can see in this definition, we're talking about situations or circumstance that you may find yourself in. So an unexpected change that resulted in a favorable situation. Now we're talking about how you think. We're talking about the perception of what you see. We're talking about what it is that you're dealing with at that particular time. It may be something that someone is dealing with right now, because a complete change from one way of thinking to a opposite way of thinking. Because this right here, a turnaround could open so many different doors in your life, but you have to be willing to see it. And the etymology of it is late Old English turn it. I may chew the word up, but cool. We all gonna chew this bubblegum together. And Old English, turn in is to rotate or revolve. Like a revolving door, there's a rotation going. So late Old English, turning to rotate or revolve. And Old French, toner, I may chew it up, whatever, we're gonna chew this bubblegum together, is to turn away or around, draw aside, cause to turn, change, transform. Now pay attention. In red, to rotate or revolve, to turn around, to turn away or around, draw aside, cause to turn, change, or transform. Because if turnaround is a complete change from one way of thinking to another way of thinking, there is a mental transformation that you're going to, or you're going to have to go through in order for that train of thought to rotate. Now, I'm just using the etymology and breaking it up so you can see how your way of thinking can actually change the way that you action a certain thing. So again, I mean, everything that I'm showing you, you can look up yourself. Just type in etymology of turnaround. You're going to see everything like I see it. The Old Late English turning is to rotate or revolve. Old English toner is to turn away or around, draw aside, cause to turn, change, or transform. Now, in conjunction with around, it was said to be created in the 1300s. In circumference, in a circle on every side. And it said in rare before in 1600, in a sense of here and there with no fixed direction. That means your thoughts is all over the place and you haven't begun to take a hold of those thoughts, and you're moving in this circular fashion and you have no destination. In a U.S. colloquial, is to get around to it. And that was from the 1864. So how many of us is still getting around to it? I'm getting around. I'll get around to it. All right, bet. Stay that way. Stay that way, and you will be affected by this turnaround happening for everybody else and not you, because you still getting around to it. You still here and there in no fixed direction. You're still caught up in the circumference of a circle on every side. There's growth everywhere else except around you. Remember the word circumference. Everybody know what a circumference is, right? If not, I would just paint a picture for you. A circle. The circumference, the circle itself. So now we got to tap into the future of your greatest turnaround. It's totally up to you. As we take this deep dive, you have to understand that you have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to change, because if there is going to be a turnaround in your life, you're going to have to be willing to change and be able to accept the actions of your tendencies. Because if you intend to do something, then you have to understand that you working on it might not be where you need to be. And what do I mean by that? Maybe it's time for you to stop working on it and just complete it. Because a lot of times we say that we're still working on something when we're not. We're still waiting for something when we're not. You're not waiting for something. You're waiting for somebody to do it for you. Because you have been given the task a long time ago, but because you haven't really looked at the task and taken on the responsibility of completing the task, you're still waiting for somebody. You still have intentions on somebody else doing it for you. So therefore, you haven't begun to change the things that you know that need to be changed. But until you begin to love yourself, even through the tough times, and even after the poor decisions that you've made in the past, I still want you to know that your turnaround is coming. Your greatest turnaround is just around the corner. You are just one decision away from walking into your turnaround. One decision away. But what decision are you going to make in order for you to get to the place that you have been destined to be in? And the one thing that I want you to understand, because of course this was in the actual etymology of the word, it said your circumference. Sometimes you may have to change your circumference in order for you to change the conditions that you're in. Changing your circumference can actually support growth, because you've changed the outcome of certain things just because from the small action of changing your circumference, changing the places that you go, changing the people that you're surrounded around, changing the way that you embody certain things, can ultimately change the conditions that may be set after you have changed that circumference around the you and the who that you are. Changing your circumference can also change the family trauma that is always constantly and consistently bringing itself up. Because when you begin to deal with certain things, it doesn't have to come up. Your grandchild might not see it, or your great-grand might not see it, because you changed their circumference and the situations that you find yourself in now. Because if not, that's really how family trauma continues to happen, because no one changed the circumference. No one changes the situation. No one changed the conditions that was always there, because they say, oh, we'll get around to it. Keep not talking about it too. Not talking about it continues the circumference and the cycle to go over and over and over again. You haven't developed a new support system. So the conditions will never change. And when you begin to understand that holding on to that bitterness will not make anything better for you because you held on to it for far too long. Exchange bitter for better. Exchange the problem for your purpose. Exchange the trials and tribulations for the victory that you know that is within inside of you, and pull that out. You started that business on purpose. Now purposefully grow that business. Purposefully grow your profit margins, and not look at where it is right now. Look at it where it's going to go, and create systems and programs that is going to help increase your profit margins. You can be bitter about it now, but when are you going to do something about having those bitter actions to make it better for you? So begin to convert those bitter things from happening into your life or in your professional or your business, and convert it to something better. Why? Because you have to have something within you to pull it out of you. That is taking the internal to allow it to be external in order for you to grow. Everyone has 86,400 seconds in a day, but what are you doing within the 86,400 that is going to make things better for you? You can't continue to be bitter about it. What was your actions? What actions did you take? Did you change the circumference to change the condition? Did you change the circumference to change the situations that you may find yourself in? Because your obstacles can change into opportunities. Those lessons that you learn can change into opportunities. A lot of times we see obstacles and we fall in those same holes constantly and consistently. Those obstacles that you may find yourself in could be opportunities for you to bless somebody else, to tell them that you don't have to fall in this hole. I fell in that hole a long time ago. Let me help you up. Grab my hand. We're going to get through this together. I've been in this space. I know what it feels like. I have empathy for you. I have sympathy for you. Because I fell in that obstacle a long time ago. Now it gives you the opportunity to go and pull somebody else up out of that hole because you was already in that hole. Running into those obstacles and allowing the transformation of obstacles to opportunities becomes lessons learned for you. That obstacle hurt. And because that obstacle hurt, it's an opportunity for you to learn something. It's an opportunity for you to listen more. It's an opportunity for you to absorb the activities that are going on just so you can foresee something in the future, because that obstacle was an obstacle, but it don't always have to be an obstacle. It can now be your opportunity to make it better for you. It can be an opportunity to make it better for your family. It can be an opportunity to make it better for your business partner. It can be an opportunity to make your community better, because the obstacles you fell in, we don't always have to fall in that obstacle. All it takes is one person to fall in that obstacle to come back and tell somebody else that I have an opportunity for you, that you don't have to fall in that hole. But would you be willing to listen to me? Hell, would you be willing to listen to yourself? Would you listen to yourself about all the things that you have done and that you're now willing to change to make the opportunity better for yourself? Or are you still worried in the condition and circumstance of your disappointment? Now you have the ability to convert your disappointments into your destiny. I've been to plenty of disappointments in my life in uniform and even as a child and stuff like that. But because of my disappointments, it allowed me to be the who that I am right now. In order for me to sit in my destiny, there had to be some sort of disappointment, which was the lessons that was learned. And now it prepared me to do what I do now. I can see through the pain. I may want to cover my eyes, like you see the image here. You may want to cover your eyes, but one day you're going to have to open your eyes and see it for what it is. Because if you're ever going to get to your destiny, you're going to have to learn some of these lessons. If you're ever going to get to your destiny, you're going to have to take a hold of the disappointment that you had found yourself in at that time and convert it into your new destination. Put the keys in the car of disappointment and drive towards your destiny, because everything that you're leaving in the rearview mirror is supposed to be behind there for a reason. Because it's not supposed to be with you when you're heading towards the destiny of progression. But your turnaround is coming. Your turnaround is on the way. Your turnaround is right around the corner. And your greatest turnaround is one decision away. What decision are you going to make? What decision were you not so proud of? I don't care if you wasn't proud of it, but that was just an obstacle to get you to the opportunity to grow, and to get you to the opportunity to know more about you, yourself. And as you learn more about you, yourself, then you're going to begin to look at things from a different perspective. Why? Because you're learning how you tick. You're learning how to love you all over again. You're learning how to laugh. A turnaround doesn't always have to be something that you can tangibly touch. A turnaround can be, as is said before, the change of thoughts, the change of the way that you think. Taking that woe is me and creating that whoa moment, like, whoa, I know what this feels like, and I'm not going to go through this again. But you want to stay in the woe is me, and you have all this pressure that's pressing down on your face, and you have a headache, and it's so much weight on you that you can't even commit to change, because you can only commit to the pain. And because you've committed to the pain, it doesn't allow you to see clear enough to learn from the things that you know that you can learn from. But you are so you're so grounded on the pain that it's time for you to get up and understand that your greatest turnaround is just one decision away from you getting to where you know that you can be, and just grow from there. But I'm gonna leave you alone just for right now until tomorrow morning, 7:30, right here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. Y'all share this with somebody, because somebody needs to know that they turnaround could be here tomorrow. Y'all be blessed. Peace.